Hey friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is Tom Battista. He's been Jimmy Buffett's stage manager for almost 30 years, and he's going to tell you how he got the gig.
Because we had two kids, and I was going to try to help Sherry and just work out of the local, and that was kind of a pain in the neck to work locally. It's just you never know when you're going to work and all that. And a show had come through town, and I can't remember the name of the show, but I went down to see my buddy, who was actually my little brother's roommate at IU, and he was the head carpenter / stage manager for this show. And so, it was Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith. And so I went down to see him, and I said, if you ever need somebody to take a couple-week vacation, I can fill in. If you just keep me in mind if something comes up. The next day, his assistant, Bob Weber, got called to do Bruce Springsteen. So he was leaving the next day. So Michael Garabedian called me, and he said, hey, here's the deal. 3 weeks, starting tomorrow, 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and then 4 weeks, the whole tour. I called Sherry, my wife. Sherry, it'd be a really great opportunity. I'm trying to talk my way into this thing, and 3 weeks and 2 weeks off, and then 4 weeks, and then we could take a great vacation and do something, or you can meet us somewhere. I was trying to sell it, and she goes, "How much?" And when I told her, she said, "Goodbye, get out of here." And so, and they did religious shows in the winter, and every spring and summer they did Buffett. The same crew, the same. Joey Ciccolini was the production manager, and he actually lives in Nashville too. But so I got to do this 3 weeks and 2 weeks and 4 weeks, and so I did this thing. At the end of the 4 weeks, Michael W. Smith had 3 shows to do at Kings Island, the little amusement park things. And so they all had to go do Buffett. I didn't. So I said, they came to me, Joey Ciccolini came to me and goes, "Can you do this? And, it won't be hard." And, blah, blah. And I said, "Yeah, I'll do it on one condition, that if there's ever an opening on Jimmy Buffett, you call me." And he said, "Okay." And he did. So then the next year, the stage manager quit. They called me, and that's 29 years ago. Well, with Jimmy, no other than Jerry Jeffers, who took Jimmy down to Key West. And when we were in Texas one time playing, I think he lived there apparently, but he came to our show. And, Jimmy always honors old school people. He always does. And he has a great memory and remembers all these people. And he'll have them come and sit in. And I wish I could remember the people so I could tell you, but I can't remember their names. But, like Brian Wilson, before he started going back out on the road, he came out, and it was kind of funny. He had the same manager that Jimmy did. And so the manager was trying to get him to see how it could be fun. It doesn't have to be so scary. So he brought him, we were playing Irvine Meadows in California, he was living in California near there, I guess. And so they brought him out with his handler and set him down for sound check. And so we start a tune, and as soon as it gets tuned in, Jimmy's done with that. He's ready to stop. Brian just wouldn't stop. They had to come and kind of slap his hands to get him to stop. But it kind of introduced him again to being in front of an audience. And then, he's still touring almost. Well, he's the real deal. I mean, he's just kind of he wants everything to be mellow and fun. And although we have his manager died, so we have a new manager. The old manager was Howard Kaufman. And Howard was really great because he let Jimmy and the whole Margaritaville touring thing just be. He let it be on its own. It just did what it did, and Jimmy could sell 500,000 copies of his records, every one that he puts out, and he could sell out all the shows everywhere we go. So he was a big live touring act. He made more money doing that, and they didn't harass him. Jimmy wants it to be fun, the show. All the stagehands that work for us, we get 75 people that come in and help us during the day to do this show. He wants them all to go home and say, whether they like his music or not, God, that's a great crew. That's a great thing. They fed us, and that's what we do. It's not, It's not some ruthless, try to save every dime, serve peanut butter and jelly for lunch, and don't give them anything and work them like a slave. That's not us. We're a fun, humane show that's traveling on the road. And that's kind of how it is. So,
is the set list the same each night? Or
no, it changes every day. But he rotates in 3 or 4 or 5 songs. And he also calls audibles all the time. If he sees something that ticks him in the middle of the audience, he'll respond to that. He's very live oriented kind of guy. Well, we when the Stones canceled 2 years ago, I don't know why they canceled going for some reason. Oh, Mick had a heart attack. Okay, so they couldn't play. So Jimmy filled that slot. So we went down and played there. And for the encore he did, you can't always get what you want. Jimmy's he's just like right on top of, and he knows, every city, he remembers stories, he's a great storyteller. And so it's always been kind of fun. Oh, he used to play colleges all the time. And that's, I didn't get to him until 92. So, and I didn't pay attention to him. Like I said, I really don't pay attention much to music, even though I'm in the music business. And, I just always have had my vision where I'm here in Indianapolis now. Just by accident. Everything that I've ever done is kind of by accident. It's just kind of happened, and just having your blinders off and, just see what's out there and take a chance. And yeah, it's easy for me to be, to see what's going on and pick it up and do it. I have a degree in history. It has nothing to do with theater. I have a degree in history, nothing to do with entertainment. But I'm just kind of pay attention and work hard. I was out on the road and I couldn't remember the damn band that I was with. What the hell? I guess it's part of paying our dues. Floating off into space finally. Taking that mothership out for one last time.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and tell me down below what your favorite Jimmy Buffett song is, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.
There's so many dead-end jobs in the world, and just that's the thing that people get stuck in these dead-end jobs because they want too much. They want they want to have a new car, or they get these payments where they just got to do it. So my suggestion would be to hold off on that, save your money so that if something does come along, you have the ability to say, yeah, I can just go, I can move to Nashville for 10 years or whatever, I can just do it. And, had you been tied to, if you're tied to making those payments for cars or whatever you're making payments for, you can't do that. You got to keep working on the dead end job. So I would say, see more what's out there and be frugal so that you can take advantage of any opportunity that comes along.